Ready to dig in. This looks amazing. A little parm and basil in here. Trust me, your veggie queen. More flavor, more comfort, more fun, more family, more joy, more color, and a little bit more spice. This is good mood comfort food. All right, everybody, I have the most delicious recipe for you today, and it is one that my kids absolutely adore. It's a veggie-packed meat sauce. In fact, we are using all of these vegetables that you see here: carrots, zucchini, bell pepper, onion, and we've also got some garlic in the sauce. We're cooking it down until the vegetables caramelize. We add some meat, we make a homemade tomato sauce, and then we put it all over pasta. It is to die for. My kids go crazy and they would never know that there's a ton of veggies packed in. So let's get started and make this beautiful veggie packed meat sauce. So what we're gonna do with all of these vegetables is just give them a rough chop, and then you're gonna let the food processor do most of the work for you. And we're gonna get them really nice and minced in there. It's basically gonna look like mush, but it's gonna be delicious mush, and that's what hides the veggies in the sauce. My kid did eat all of the veggies when he was a baby, and then something happened, and he was like, no thank you. So I started developing recipes like this, where I could put the veggies in sauces, in stews, in things that I knew he would eat and love. Maybe with the onion. You could chop these by hand, but I feel like the food processor gets this nice and fine and minced exactly the way I want it. Also, we're gonna add some garlic in here. Just toss it in. You wanna crush it before it goes in. I just like to take off the skin. Oh my God, my eyes. Onions. Mike, you're making me cry again. It's not. Pulse it until it's nice and combined and really minced. You might have to scrape down the sides as you go, no problem. This only takes about 5 minutes, not even 2 minutes. I'm gonna push some of these ingredients down a little bit just so they get nice and combined. Oh God, it smells good. Fresh, the bell pepper. Vegetable smoothie. I'm just kidding. I probably should have chopped the bell pepper up a little bit more, but it's literally mush. That's what we want. I know. You're gonna be like, what? Why is this mush going in my meat sauce? But it is delicious mush. And once it's combined, especially the carrots and the bell pepper, giving that sauce the sweetness it needs, it is absolutely delicious. My mom even commented on this sauce the other day when I brought it over for her. She was like, that sauce is to die for. Can I have the recipe? And I said, no, you can't until you watch my YouTube video, Mom. All right, this looks pretty good. If there are any large pieces in there, you can just discard them after a while because we don't want it to be a smoothie. All right, we're heading to the stovetop to put our sauce together and cook our meat. Let's go. All right, so I don't know. We're ready to cook down our veggies. So we are gonna put this over a medium-high heat and get it going nice and hot. We'll add in some olive oil. Just enough to coat the bottom of the pan. And then we're gonna add in all of these veggies. Now it is pretty watery, don't be nervous. This is gonna cook down. It's gonna take about 10 to 15 minutes, but that's totally fine. Trust the process.
Trust me.
Trust me, your veggie queen. It's already delicious. It smells so, so good. Here's the thing. When I am thinking about recipes to create, even if it's not for my kids, I'm always thinking about ways to make them more nutritious, more flavorful, more bold, all of the things. And I don't know, when I first made this, I was like, I don't know if it's gonna work out, but it turned out to be this gorgeous, delicious, rich, almost ragu type of sauce. And there are a few different ways to make it. So you could add white wine to this once it cooks down to really make it an adult version. But for kids, it's very easy to use broth. I like to sweeten this with a little pure maple syrup, and somehow it just comes together, and it is the most delicious meat sauce I've ever had in my life. I don't know how else to describe it. I keep talking about how good it is, but truly it's so good. But you can see how the liquid is on the sides and it's starting to evaporate, and eventually the veggies will start to caramelize and turn golden brown. And once that happens, then we're gonna add our meat in. You can stir every so often. We are gonna add a little bit of salt. You always want to season as you go, about a half a teaspoon here, just to let the liquid continue to come off the veggies and make it that much better. You will continue to see the liquid cook off here, and every so often you just kind of want to stir it. And again, look for the liquid to kind of disperse out from the vegetables, and that's when you know you still need to continue cooking it. Once the veggies kind of get a little golden brown, that's when you know you can add your ground turkey or ground chicken in. Or you could use ground beef, whatever. So the liquid has stopped coming off these veggies, so now we are just waiting for them to caramelize. The veggies are starting to stick to the bottom of the pan and caramelize beautifully. You can see that the liquid is no longer releasing, so it is time to add in our turkey. I'm using turkey today, but you could totally use chicken or beef or really whatever you have in your fridge that you love. This is your veggie meat sauce, so you do you. So you're gonna push the veggies to the side of the pan, add in a little bit more olive oil in the middle, and then you're gonna add in your meat. Then you're gonna start to mash your meat up. And you can work the veggies into the meat as you go. That's totally fine. It's gonna give it a ton of flavor. That's what we want. And I like to really break up that meat so it's nice and small. But of course, if you want big chunks, that's totally fine too. While this cooks, we're gonna add in some spices to really bring out the flavor and toast them in the pan. So I've got some oregano in here, some coriander, and some paprika. Big old daddy. Yum, yum, yummo, daddy. You can mix that up and so it coats the meat mixture really nicely and toast in the pan. We're gonna cook that for about 3 to 4 minutes until the meat is no longer pink. While this is cooking, you can bring a large pot of salted water to a boil and get your pasta water going. All right, this is looking really good. So now what we're gonna do is push the meat to the side and we're gonna add some tomato paste in.
From the tube.
From the tube. The tube is the best. You wanna know why?
Why?
Because when you take it out of the can, you're like, where the hell am I gonna store this? I only need 2 tablespoons or whatever it is. Tube, you can stick this in the fridge. I also saw it in this little pouch the other day at Whole Foods, which was great. You're gonna let this bloom, which means just allow the flavors of the tomato paste to develop for about 1 to 2 minutes, and then we will add in our tomato sauce. Now, if you are not making this for kids, or if you feel comfortable making it for your kids, you could also use some white wine and deglaze the pan with this tomato sauce. I've tried it before and it just makes this so much better. So about a half cup will do. But today I'm just gonna be using this can of crushed tomatoes to make the sauce come together. Open enough to pour it in, baby. I'm gonna pour this in. 1 can of crushed tomatoes. Quickly stir all of that turkey and veggies into there. We're gonna add a little bit more salt. We're gonna add a little bit of chicken broth in here. This is our replacement for that white wine. Stir that in so it's nice and saucy. And you can just allow this to simmer and come together while you cook your pasta and get everything going. Oh, wait. No, I forgot the extra special little splash of something, something. So I really love when I have a sweet pasta sauce. I like to add just like a teaspoon or 2 of pure maple syrup. I know it sounds a little bit weird, but it's so, so good. Totally optional, but I recommend it. You'll be good with beef, Mike. So we are gonna cook some pasta. I like a longer noodle, but really you could use whatever pasta you like, whatever your family is in love with. Or so this is about a pound of pasta, and that is a good amount for this meat sauce. Oh, this looks so good. We're gonna drain our pasta because it is all cooked and ready to go, and then we're gonna plate our meat sauce and pasta up. This looks so good. I love these thick noodles. Aren't they beautiful?
Yes.
They are, right?
Yes.
And we've got our meat sauce. This is so comforting and it smells absolutely fantastic. And then to finish it off, I'm gonna add a little bit of Parmesan cheese on top and some fresh basil, just for a little bit of freshness. Ready to dig in. This looks amazing. A little parm and basil in here. Oh my God. Wow. I have never had a butter meat sauce in my life. You have to make this one because it is bound to put you in a good mood. Happy eating.